Is the crypto market heating up? Yes, it is. It definitely is. So I've prepared a few quick topics. I'm gonna be very short and concise and give you all the info you need in a short and quick format. So let's try to keep this around 35 minutes. And yeah, let's just start off by checking the crypto bubbles. Some nice gains here, 50, 60, 70%, even 80% profit just within this week. Let me know if you're in any of these coins. If you are, congrats. If you're not, no big deal. This is just the beginning. This is just the early days of the bull market still. Even though it's been actually going on for a whole year, because I was starting to warn you since January when I did my first videos about the crypto market, telling you it's a time to pay attention, the bottom is near. And that was in January when Bitcoin price was $17,000. It's 43,000 as we speak. What a crazy year it has been. And we still have 10 days left, so let's see if Bitcoin can reach and breach the 50,000 psychological level. How crazy would that be? That would be pretty nuts. And you can just see the headlines on the mainstream news already. All the people that were saying crypto is dead, all the experts and all the bankers and all the thought leaders saying Bitcoin is dead, crypto is dead, blah, blah, blah. Here we are nearing 50,000. Good times. Congrats if you've stuck around. Congrats if you've been buying this whole year. I hope you have. And if not, it's fine. It's fine. So let me know if you're in any of these coins. Let me know what's your pick at the moment. What is your prediction at the moment? I would love to read them. I would love to talk about the projects that you're interested in. So let me know in the comments. And yeah, the crypto market is going absolutely crazy. I want to show you this ad from Bitwise. So Bitwise is actually one of the ETF providers. We're having the Bitcoin ETFs being approved in the United States of America very, very soon. It's a matter of days now, I think, a matter of a couple of weeks at the most. And what this ETF, as we've been talking about it before, what it will be doing is it will open the floodgates, it will open the doors to institutional investors, the big institutions, the big money managers, the big money advisors, investment advisors, all of those big money funds. They will be able to use these ETFs to invest in Bitcoin, because it has been until now very difficult for the big funds to get into Bitcoin and to get into crypto. So these ETFs are the highway for that, let's say. And they are already ready with their ads for TV and so on. So let's check it out. It's quite spectacular.
You know what's interesting these days? Bitcoin. Look for Bitwise, my friend.
And you can see the demographic they are targeting here already, because people always like to see people that are like themselves in commercials. That's how they can relate to the commercial, and that's how they feel addressed. They feel that they are being spoken to. And so we're seeing this old guy with most likely millions in the bank, millions in pension funds, and these are the guys that are going to be looking at Bitcoin now. So it's no more young dorks in their parents' basements, but it's actually these old, the most interesting guy in the world. In this case, if you know the meme, the meme I think is called "The Most Interesting Guy in the World." And yeah, let's just check it one more time, because it's awesome, I think.
what's interesting these days? Bitcoin.
Yeah, so until now, Bitcoin has been like very underground and no mainstream adoption, no mainstream ads, and none of that. But now, for the first time, I would say it's trying to hit the mainstream. It's pretty fun to watch. And yeah, the ETF isn't even approved, but they are already having commercials run on the topic. So I think in the behind closed doors, these deals have already been agreed to. So anyway, awesome ad, great ad, as Kyle is saying here. Let's move on. Some of the cool topics I want to discuss. I want to quickly stay on the ETF topic. So the SEC, the regulating body of the United States, is called the SEC. The Securities and Exchange Commission, and these are the guys that have been blocking crypto adoption and crypto innovation in a big way, and it's been led by this guy called Gary Gensler. He has been super anti-crypto and super pro-banks and pro-governments and pro-stopping crypto, basically. And now they are forced, thanks to court orders, they are now forced to find agreements, find ways to work this thing out so the ETFs can be approved. And like Bob Lucas here is saying, the level of SEC engagement and back and forth changes on the Bitcoin ETF tells us that this is a 99% done deal. So the case here being that BlackRock and the SEC are in close talks, and they are making the small fine adjustments for the ETFs to get them fully approved and to get them on the market. So yeah, it's great to see. These are the signs that there's no more blockages to get the ETFs approved and to get the big money managers into Bitcoin. So I wanted to show you real quick. This is Grayscale CEO. Grayscale is one of those huge money manager funds, and this is Grayscale's CEO. So check this out.
65,000, 100,000. I don't know what you think it is in the cards, but what do you think it's already in the asset right now? If you want to call it an asset, is it already there? Once it happens, do you expect it to go to new highs, or it just seems like we've already paid a lot of it forward with the move we saw from, I mean, it was as low as 17,000 this year.
Sure. Well, you know, Joe, I'm not one to make price predictions, but I do think there is a lot of optimism again in the market. I think a lot of investors are adding Bitcoin to their portfolios. And when we look ahead to the hopeful approval for spot Bitcoin ETFs, it really is going to unlock the opportunity to a part of the investment community that, for better or worse, but I would say for worse, has unfortunately been locked out of the opportunity to participate in having Bitcoin exposure in their portfolios. So we're really talking about the advised market here in the US, which is today about $30 trillion worth of advised wealth that we hope the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs, the uplisting of GBTC, will allow for that opportunity and for those investors to partake in it as well.
So, as you heard, the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF will allow $30 trillion in advised wealth. So these are all the money managers and the financial advisors, and it's $30 trillion. Like the current crypto market, if we just check really quickly, up here, market cap 1.6 trillion for the whole crypto market. Around half of it being Bitcoin. So if you add just a small percentage of that 30 trillion that can now potentially be coming into Bitcoin, if you add just a small percentage of that into Bitcoin's market cap, it's going to double the price, triple the price, 10x the price. I mean, the numbers could be astronomical. We can't even fathom, we can't even imagine the price rises that this could cause. Of course, my calm and calm and collected way of predicting the markets is not saying that, oh, Bitcoin is now going to 1 million. I think it is still going higher, but yeah, it's something to keep in mind, something to keep in the back of your head, that there's actually potentially 30 trillion coming into Bitcoin. Not all of it, but 30 trillion that can now come into Bitcoin. And if you add to the case that Bitcoin is becoming more and more popular and more sought after through just wanting it, but also actually needing it, because the countries that are experiencing hyperinflation, the countries that are not having very good and stable money, they're not having stable currency in their world, in their countries. This is actually a way to help them. This is actually something they need. Like we see in Venezuela, and we see in Argentina now. Argentina, like just 50% dropping their value of the Argentinian peso and so on. So it's crazy times. So this is something I wanted to show you, something I wanted to direct your attention to. Go ahead, you can view this once again if you want. Very valuable information. This is bitcoinnews.com.
65,000.
Just a popular news site for crypto news. Anyway, moving on. So I just said that some people actually need Bitcoin badly, but there's also a group of people that they're interested in Bitcoin because it's a status symbol. It could become an even bigger status symbol because it's just a digital coin that costs nearly $50,000. How insane is that? It's like one digital coin. It exists only in the blockchain, and it's now worth $44,000. So this is actually something that is called a Weblin good. And the Weblin effect, the Weblin good definition is basically that while price rises, people want it more and more. And a normal good, usually people want it more and more and are buying it more and more when the price drops. But a Weblin good is the opposite. So this whole year that Bitcoin has been rising from 17 to 25 to 30 to 35 to 45, people have been wanting it more and more. Nobody wanted it at 17,000, but everyone now all of a sudden wants it, and everyone is talking about it when it's at 44,000. Isn't that interesting? So this is basically the definition of a Weblin good. So this is a perfect meme to illustrate this. Like Bitcoin at 17,000, no one cares. Bitcoin at 60,000, everyone lines up to buy. It's funny how the human brain works, isn't it? Tell me your perception of this. Are you the same, or are you trying to like be early and buy when it's actually 17? Are you one of those very few people here, or are you actually also feeling the same that all of these people lining up here are feeling, that, oh, 60k Bitcoin, now I want it? Let me know in the comments. I would love to read about your perception of this. So Max Keiser, who is actually a crypto OG, is one of the first big proponents, big promoters of Bitcoin, and I think he's also one of the biggest holders of Bitcoin. And he is actually expecting Qatar, the country, to buy 500 billion worth of Bitcoins. So again, it's just the rumors at this point, but this is what drives the markets. Markets love rumors, and there's a saying that buy the rumor, sell the fact. So when there's rumors, people buy because there's something to wait for, there's something to expect from the market. When news actually comes out, even if it's a positive news, it's now done. There's nothing else to expect, there's nothing else to look forward to. So oftentimes, even on good news, price actually drops, and price rises when you have these kinds of interesting rumors. So yeah, Max Keiser has reignited the rumor that Qatar is reportedly about to invest 500 billion in Bitcoin. And again, if we look at the crypto market cap, if we look at Bitcoin market cap, it's 850 billion. So yeah, there is not enough Bitcoin laying around on exchanges for Qatar to buy, for all the money managers to buy. So it's going to create an interesting situation where at current prices, they cannot possibly start to accumulate these amounts of Bitcoin. So either the price has to rise enough for enough people to be interested in selling their Bitcoin, or what's the other option? There is no other option, basically. So yeah, that's Max Keiser for you. I recommend listening to Max Keiser. He's a very colorful fellow, but he has great insights and he has great connections, and he has been in the crypto market since the beginning, basically. So he's definitely someone you want to keep your eye on. He's a bit crazy, but in a good way. So anyway, moving on. I wanted to talk about this chart here. So these are actually crypto or Bitcoin all-time highs in different currencies. So we just mentioned this massive hyperinflation that is going on in many different currencies, and these are just some of the examples. So we have Turkish lira, Bitcoin hitting a massive all-time high in Turkish lira. EGP, I don't even know what that is. We have NGN. We have all these different Turkey, Egypt, Nigeria, Argentinian peso, Lebanon, Pakistan. All of these are experiencing Bitcoin all-time highs in their own currency. So people in those countries are way better off holding Bitcoin than they are holding their own national currency. So this is where the need comes in, that these people actually need Bitcoin, because what else are you going to buy? What else are you going to keep your value in, where it doesn't devalue by the time you get to the shop? Like, you get paid in the morning, you get to the shop in the evening, and your money has been devalued 50%, let's say. This is the kind of situation that people are actually living in, and these are the people that really desperately need Bitcoin. And you can see the gain percentages, like Bitcoin has gained thousands and thousands of percent against those currencies. And it's pretty insane. And the original poster here is saying, I should have done this post after Argentina's debasement, because Argentina got a new president, and the president basically destroyed the Argentinian peso right away, because he said it's corrupt and the system is broken, so we need to fix it by first destroying it. And so that was the situation. It's pretty crazy. But think of how happy those people are who are not holding their national currency, but are instead holding Bitcoin. They are over the moon, because they can now buy the bread and the milk that they could buy before, unlike their other countrymen who have lost most of their purchasing power because the money has devalued so significantly. So now I want to focus on something else. We're coming back to the ETF topic, of course, because the ETF is a huge thing, the exchange traded fund that allows for the big money markets to all the trillions to come into crypto. We have only been talking about Bitcoin ETFs and the big investment banks buying Bitcoin. But now they're also talking about getting an Ethereum ETF, because that's the logical next step. You have Bitcoin, and then boom, you move to the next one, which is Ethereum at the moment. And there's been talks of Ethereum ETFs from several different investment banks. We see them here: ARK Invest, VanEck, which is also one of the biggest ones, and Hashdex. And these are all in talks. They have started applications for an Ethereum ETF. And for now, it's been delayed until May, which is fine, because this is also what happened with Bitcoin ETF. It got delayed. But the rumor, the expectation that it will one day arrive, it kept the price rising and rising and rising. And what has Bitcoin been doing? It's been rising and rising and rising up until the ETF gets approved. And it gets approved by the latest early next year. So we can see, we shall see what the price does then. I wouldn't be too optimistic. I would say stay a bit more cautious. By the time the ETF gets approved, we might actually experience a bit of a correction in the market. So that's just the basic rule of buy the rumor, sell the fact. We shall see what happens. Of course, the demand will actually increase because the ETF now allows for the big institutions to buy into Bitcoin, so that actually drives the price up. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, Ethereum ETF is on the horizon. This is also driving up the Ethereum interest, and people are getting more and more interested in Ethereum. Big institutions looking into it. So something to keep your eye on. Ethereum is looking pretty good right now. I am also personally invested in Ethereum. I think it will do well in the coming months and years. So definitely something to keep your eye on. And I wanted to actually show you real quick. This is one of the crypto market cycles. It's the 2017 bull market cycle. And as we know, Bitcoin and crypto is cyclical. It likes to go up rapidly and then come down for a year or two and then go for another cycle. And these are more or less 4-year cycles. So every 4 years you have this big run up and then you have a bit of a correction. And in this run up, you actually experience massive corrections, massive drops of price. And if you zoom out, if you squint a little bit, it just looks like the price keeps going up and up and up. But if you zoom in, you actually see that you have regular 38%, 36%, 29% corrections. And these are super scary. So when the price drops for a few weeks and it drops like 30-40%, it actually scares out most of the investors that are looking at the charts every day. They think, oh, okay, this cycle is done. Bitcoin is going to die once again. Time to get out. And what happens next? Boom, another pump upwards into the next correction of 38%. We shake out all the weak hands, we shake out all the doubters, and boom, another leg up, way higher. So this is just something you want to keep in the back of your mind, that these 38%, 33%, 36% corrections are a part of the bull market. And no, I don't think the top is in. I also don't think that we are going up forever in a straight line. There's always going to be corrections. So be ready for that. Have some money on the sidelines so you can buy those dips, because this is what the smart money is doing. They're buying the dips. Unlike maybe the dumber money that might get shaken out. They might get scared out when there's a 38% correction. Makes sense? All right, I hope it does. And this actually correlates with the Wall Street cheat sheet psychology of a market cycle. We've talked about this before, but yeah, something also that helps calm the nerves, because most market cycles, I would say every market cycle of every asset, including stocks, including crypto, including gold and silver and so on, they all follow the same cyclical nature. And you can just zoom in and you can look at the emotions, and I guarantee you will also be feeling those emotions. I will also be feeling those emotions, but it's important to zoom out a little bit and understand, okay, where are we in this market cycle? Are we in optimism? Are we in belief? Are we thrilled? Are we completely euphoric? Like everybody's screaming, I'm a genius, we're all going to be rich. They're looking at buying Lambos and looking at buying Rolexes and so on. When you see this, you can extrapolate, okay, this looks like euphoria. You might also be feeling euphoric, so time to step back, maybe sell a little, take some profits and see what happens next. Yeah, and this correlates very nicely with the Bitcoin price cycle. So we have the Bitcoin price cycle below, and we have the general Wall Street cheat sheet up here. And as you can see, it correlates perfectly, absolutely perfect. Yeah. Feel free to study this on your own. Just Google Wall Street cheat sheet. It's going to pop up, and go through it in depth, because it's such a valuable little chart. And yeah, just remember, there's going to be dips, and you want to be most likely buying those dips. The top will come at one point. I will try to update you when that happens, when I think that happens. I don't think we're there yet. I think we're most likely like in the lower part of the chart at the moment. We might go sideways from here for a bit, but and have a little bit of a correction. But I don't think this bull run is over, for sure. I think there's a long way to go still. And Joe Biden thinks the same. So let's just check this for a second.
If Biden wins, you're going to have a stock market collapse, the likes of which you've never had.
Another record day on Wall Street.
Stock market higher than it's ever been.
The stock market, it's hitting new records. Beating the record it set just yesterday.
Let's just talk for a moment about the stock market. Okay. Boom. Well, the market is divided. All the experts.
Yeah, boom. So Joe Biden is bragging about record highs in the stock market, and this is classic. This is classic. Like the elections are coming up, and main thing that the voter and the general public is looking at is the stock market. Like, is the stock market doing good? Is my pension doing good? Is my investments doing okay? If okay, then yeah, the president might be doing a good job. It's very kind of shallow and kind of a dumb way to look at things, but this is what the current reality is. Like, yeah, the current sitting president will always try to pump the stock market and say that, oh, look, the stock market is doing great, so you can re-elect me, basically. And this is what Joe Biden here is trying to do, like, oh, look at this, against all odds, we are pumping the stock market. Of course, this is a promotional kind of shallow way of getting votes and getting approval, but nevertheless, let's look at the reality. Rate cuts are coming, and so is the money printer. So essentially, yeah, what it means is they're just gonna print tons and tons of money, and they're gonna stuff it in the stock market. As Arthur Hayes very eloquently puts here, bad girl Yellen, meaning Janet Yellen, who is the chairman of the Fed, the Federal Reserve, is hard at work pumping liquidity into the financial markets. And this is just proof that all the liquidity, all the new money printed, it's just going straight to the stock market, which is why the stock market just printed a all-time high. So yeah, it's not organic, it's being propped up, the stock market, but it keeps the sentiment positive, it keeps the sentiment bullish on every other market as well. Crypto is also correlated with the stocks, especially with the tech stocks, and so it's good news for crypto. And when the money printer goes brr, when the money printers go nuts, then a lot of that money also trickles down into crypto. And because crypto is such a small part of the financial system, and it's such a small, yeah, the market cap is just so tiny that every million and every billion that goes into it, it's going to pump the price up significantly. And so this is an interesting thing. This is Coinbase releasing their 83-page 2024 crypto market outlook. And Coinbase is one of the few crypto companies that is trading on the stock market. They are doing very well, and it's a publicly traded company, and they are like one of the biggest spokesperson spokes companies of the whole crypto industry, and they just released their outlook. And so it's super long. I don't want to bore you with all the details, but they have this section here called When Moon. So when moon is like when does the price hit the moon, and when everything goes nuts and goes super high valuation. When moon, they say probably Q2 onwards, second quarter onwards. So we have a little bit of time to accumulate. I'm not saying they're completely right, but I'm saying that their vision, their perspective really matters in this market. So when they're saying that the second quarter of 2024 looks promising for risk assets, thanks to expected lower capital costs, the first quarter, however, may face headwinds depending on Federal Reserve policies. Cryptocurrencies could benefit from a weaker USD trend, aligning with our positive outlook for the crypto market in 2024, despite recent changes in macroeconomic correlation. So when moon, second quarter. Get your bags packed. Yeah, let's check some prices. I don't want to keep you for too long. Let's take a quick peek at Bitcoin, the main player in the crypto market. So as you can see, we've been going pretty much straight up starting from January. This is where I made the first videos of urgently calling you to pay attention to the crypto markets, because I think we're bottomed, and boom, we're now 160, 170% higher. Good times. And what is next? Well, we have these levels here. So we have this wick up here, 48,000. And these kind of wicks, they act as magnets in the charts. Show me the charts and I will tell you the news, is what one smart man once said. And you want to keep an eye on this level for sure. And if any of you have heard of Fibonacci, this is an old mathematician. And there is this very popular level in crypto and in the markets in general, and it's the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement. And so this level is also at 48,000. So this 50,000 psychological level plus the 48,000 technical level is definitely something you want to keep your eye on. Definitely want to take some profits off the table and wait for those 38% dips. If we get them, great. Great buying opportunity, possibly. But yeah, all in all, you want to look at this as a trend. So we have a high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, and we're just printing higher and higher highs. So it zigzags, it makes the corrections, like here, 20% correction, like here, 20% correction. So these 20% corrections are very common. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of them. But yeah, technically we have the 48,000 to 50,000 area. It's an area of interest. If price manages to get through it with strength and pulls back a little, 20-30% maybe, then we can buy back in again and expect the price to go higher, higher and higher. And who knows, maybe we will even hit the psychological 100,000. So all in all, the market looks strong. Just don't be afraid of the corrections. And yeah, even though we can see from the crypto bubbles that all kinds of random coins are printing 50, 60, 70, 90% profits, it doesn't mean you have to go and chase after them. Like I said, you want to buy the dips. You don't want to FOMO in when it's already pumped 100%. Makes sense? But this is what most people do. They chase after the pumps. And then when you buy after a 100% pump, then it's actually very likely that you're going to have to sit in a loss for a while. And maybe the coin will recover, maybe it creates a new high and you get out in profit, but why wait? You can just buy when it's dropped So you actually want to be paying attention to the red coins. Like if something has dropped 27%, but it's all in all a good project with good structure on the charts, then you can rather buy that. I hope that makes sense. So what I am focusing on personally are the stronger, the more popular coins, because crypto all in all is so small that every coin, even if it's like a bigger well-known coin, it's still very small in comparison to the whole financial market. So you may think that, oh, if I buy this complete shitcoin that's been minted yesterday, I'm gonna get in at a good price, but most likely you're just gonna get scammed. It's smarter to pick one of those popular coins from like top 100, top 50, maybe even top 20. So I've just made a video recently about Litecoin, which is likely creating a bottom structure right now. It might be bottoming right now. It's been lagging. It's been underperforming this whole year. But now I think it might be hitting some key support levels where it can start to bounce. We have Shiba Inu even is one of the bigger coins. Funny enough, it's like a meme coin, but it's big. We have Dogecoin, but we also have like actual strong projects with big companies behind them, like BNB, like XRP. XRP, I also did a quick video about. It's starting to look really good. It's I see some huge gains for it, not this year, but mostly next year. But we only have 10 days left, so yeah, no big deal. And yeah, Ethereum, like because the Ethereum ETF is coming, Ethereum is something you want to keep your eye on. And Solana has been very well, performing really well this year. So seems like it's one of the crowd favorites. And Solana also has the potential to do the same things that Ethereum potentially does. So you sometimes hear these buzzwords like, oh, this is a Ethereum killer or that is a Ethereum killer. But for the first time, Solana is actually potentially rivaling Ethereum. Not exactly rivaling, but it's up there. And yeah, we have like bigger ones like Cardano, like AVAX, like Polkadot, Chainlink is one of the big ones. So yeah, generally you want to look at the big ones and you want to look for the dips. You want to look for the 30%, 40% dips. And for that, you can use TradingView. I just use TradingView to look at charts. It draws you these nice little charts. And yeah, let's check real quick. I'll show you what I mean by Litecoin. So Litecoin just printed this double bottom pattern. It's potentially a double bottom. So what it does is you have this massive bottom from last year's summer, and it then retests this key bottom, takes the low, and then once it gets back up above this previous low, then I would get really bullish on Litecoin. And this is a chart compared to Bitcoin. So Litecoin on its own has actually been performing quite nicely. It's been going up in price, but this is compared to Bitcoin. So this chart essentially says that is it going up faster than Bitcoin or is it going up slower than Bitcoin? That's what it means. And for now, for the last year, it's been going up way slower than Bitcoin. But I think it's about to change down here. We shall see. This white level I've marked is kind of a key level that it needs to get over. And if it can do that, then it's going to look very bullish for Litecoin. And yeah, I mentioned XRP in one of my short videos as well. This is also looking pretty interesting. It's basically in this small little bottom range. And yeah, price is just ranging from low to high, from low to high, from low back to high, possibly. And if we look at the USD chart, then it's actually starting to look like a parabola. And if you went to your math class, you might remember what a parabola is. It's basically accelerating upwards. So all these bottoms are accelerating higher, and this gives a nice potential of a price rise, basically. It's a very simple concept. So anyway, ask your final questions. Let's go through the questions real quick for 2 minutes, and then we can wrap it up. Can we see the questions? Yeah, lihtsalt. Okay, seems like there's no massive questions here. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned something. I hope you got a good perspective on the market. And yeah, let me know in the comment section afterwards if you have any questions, if you have any comments. Cheers. Thank you. Bye-bye.